Now that the wheels of impeachment on Governor Mike Sonko have been set in motion, with a special sitting of the Senate called for this afternoon, what can the residents of Nairobi County expect moving forward? Will Governor Sonko's fate in the Senate be decided on the strength of the charges against him or on politics? And can the courts be expected to provide him some reprieve? Should the motion to impeach him succeed, what happens then in the absence of a deputy? And where does it all leave the Nairobi Metropolitan Services? Let's take a look.
On the Sabbath, Mike Sonko once again turned his eyes to the heavens, documenting how far he's come from his time as an inmate at the Shimolatewa prison. A reckoning, perhaps, now that he runs the risk of losing any power he had left as the governor of the nation's capital. Question is, will it take nothing short of a miracle for the governor to remain in office?
The Senate must proceed to confirm the impeachment or to serve him. If the Senate impeaches him, then he may have recourse later. If the court interrogates the circumstance under which Governor Sonko was impeached and finds that indeed his claims had merit, that the MCAs that were away in Malindi did not actually participate in the voting, and that somebody used their passports illegally to vote for them, then the court would reverse that impeachment, consequently reinstating Governor Sonko. But until then, the court cannot intervene and interfere with the process of his impeachment.
The courts have ruled in the past, in the case of Martin Wambora, very clearly that indeed the courts cannot interfere with a constitutional process that has timelines. And that is what happened even in the case of Waititu. He is in court, he was in court during that time. He tried to stop a swearing in.
A reinstatement that could be equated to shutting the barn door after the horse has bolted. But let's not jump the gun. The Senate must first decide.
Sasa nakuja kwangu, Jumatano tuone vile tutafanya.
Even if there were other political consideration, like people considering him as an irritant, as someone who is incompetent and incapable, has Governor Sonko been suspected of committing corruption offenses? Yes. Has he been charged? Yes.
Does that leave him up a creek without a paddle? The creek being the Senate and the paddle a friend.
Impeachment of a governor can even happen for amusement, just because we can. Impeachment is as political as it is legal. Actually, it's more political than legal because the law only provides the procedure. The law does not provide the substantive threshold questions for impeachment.
Sonko isn't the only one whose fate hangs in the balance. His constituents are right there with him. The Constitution in Article 182 provides that in the absence of a deputy governor, the County Assembly Speaker takes charge, with the exception that an election shall be held within 60 days.
It will be the first time in history where a speaker will actually assume the office of the governor because of the absence of a deputy governor. It is not good to throw or to force a county to go into elections, gubernatorial elections, because we know it is expensive, it raises political tensions, and it may not be a prudent thing.
Another political consideration would be what happens to the Nairobi Metropolitan Services should the signatory to the transfer of powers cease to hold office.
The only way that NMS could have or can have full authority to discharge all these functions is if there is an amendment to the Constitution. That amendment to the Constitution is about governance and governorship, and it will still be subjected to a referendum, at least to the extent of Nairobi County and its residents. It may as well happen that they may combine the two elections.
And what of Polycarp Igathe, with the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission having stated it was not officially notified of his resignation as Sonko's deputy back in 2018? Could he swoop in and claim the spoils?
For him to all of a sudden come up and say, now I am still the deputy governor, it will actually be suicidal, and it will go to the roots of his integrity.
Whichever way the dice fall, what is plain is that it will be no simple matter. Olive Burrows, NTV.